So welcome to 1.3. We're just going to make the multiplication that we started yesterday a little more difficult. Let's see if you can do what we did yesterday. So 57 times 26, 6 times 7, 42, carry the 4, 6 times 5 is 30, plus 4 is 34. I like to write that little arrow to push over to be under the 2. Neatness counts. 2 times 7, 14, carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. We're adding up the two rows. 2 plus nothing, or arrow, is still 2. And we get 1,482. 34 times 80, whoops. Notice you can put the bigger number on the bottom as long as they have the same amount of digits. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 3 is 3. We're stepping over. 8 times 4 is 32, carry the 3. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 3 is 27. And we have 4, 5, 7, and 2. And so it's 2,754. All right, so we're going to have 3-digit numbers on the bottom here, and we're going to go over what happens in that case. Okay, so you'll notice in both these, there's a 3-digit number on the bottom. So let's see what happens there. 3 times 1 is 3. That 3 goes right under the 1 and 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Right? So now we're going to multiply by this 2, so we step over. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. And 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Now, I even have 8th graders who mess this up. We're going to multiply by this 1. So that means the first row has to start under that 1. So that means we need to push over twice. All right, please. You cannot start this third row anywhere but under that 1. Well, 1 times 1 is 1, and then 1 times 0, and 1 times 5, and 1 times 2. That's what it looks like when you have 3 rows. If we had a 4th row, we'd push over again. So we get a 3, 0 plus 2 is 2, 1 plus 5 is 6, and 7, 5 plus 5 is 10, and that number is 307,623. Do the next one. 6 times 4 is 24, carry the 2. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 2 is 50. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 5 is 47. We're stepping over. Now we're going to get a row of zeros, because 0 times everything is 0. For the third row, we push over twice. 4 times 4 is 16. You'll know if you've done it right if this 6 is right underneath that 4. So 4 times 4 was 16. We carried a 1. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. We're carrying a 3. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. We're adding up our 3 rows. 7 plus 6 is 13. 1 plus 4 plus 3 is 8, and 1 is 3, and I'm putting my comma in the right place. 318,304. All right, so try those on your own. Pause the video, then check your work. That's 519,168. So this problem is a perfect example of why I like these arrows, right? If I put a 0 where that arrow is, then you can't tell the difference between all the other zeros and the 0 that's just there because we're pushing over. And so this is a perfect example of why I like that arrow thing. So 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 0 is 0 again, 4 times 0 is 0 again, 4 times 0 is 0 again, 4 times 2 is 8. So now we push over twice. 7 times 0, so you have to start multiplying underneath that 7. So then we have 7 times 0, and 7 times 0, and 7 times 0, and finally 7 times 14. 7 times 2 is 14, sorry. So we get a 0, a 0, a 0, a 0, a 2. 8 plus 1 is 9, and 1 and 4. Then we're going to put our commas in the right place. What number is that? Hopefully you're saying 14,920,000. No answers without commas in them, please. All right, so practice. That's what we did today. That was my mail. Yeah, I really have to concentrate here. So I have 3 5 zeros and then finally a 2. Now I'm going to multiply and I'm going to start underneath this 4. So 4 times 0, 4 times 0, 4 times 0, 4 times 0, 4 times 0. Neatness counts here. I'm not that neat, but some of you are really not neat. To be neat enough that all these line up nicely for you. And so then I got to put a comma there and a comma there, and that's 83,400,000. Now that's 6,217 times 1,000. Are you going to do this work, or are you going to use the trick we learned yesterday? When you multiply by 1,000, what do? You add 3 zeros. That's what I wanted you to do there, right? Saves you a lot of work. 6,217,000.